It's Gukesh versus Alexandr Predke at the fourth round of the Chennai Grand Masters 2023. And the arbiter starts the clock. Gukesh with the white pieces opens with 1 e4. Now Alexander lost his game yesterday to Arjun Erigaisi. He played the Sicilian there. Will he try it again? Will he be in a fighting mood? Yes, he is. That's the kind of player Alexandr Predke is. He's a fighter. He wants to beat Gukesh. Knight f3. We have the Sicilian now. This is going to be exciting. Knight c6. Yesterday, Arjun had gone d4, the open Sicilian. Will Gukesh play that as well? Or will Gukesh go for the Rosolimo? He goes bishop b5. It's the Rosolimo on the board. And Alexandr Predke now plays the move e5. Very interesting move. This is becoming popular slowly at top level chess. It must be mentioned that you can't take and win this pawn because of this queen d4 idea, which is very common in Ruy Lopez. And bishop e7 is not played often. Bishop d6 is the main move. This is something that Predke has prepared for this game. Rook e1 played, and it has been only played in 14 games before. So it's a new idea. Knight jumps to d4. Now look at this. The knight is attacking the bishop here, but it's risky chess because the black king is still in the center. And Gukesh takes the knight. Pawn takes. Look at white. He has development. He's rook here, so he needs to open up the position. Black's pieces are still not developed. So c3. Hitting open the position. That's a nice little move. If you take here, that could mean a lot of trouble with d4. Just energetic play. So Predke can't take it. He goes knight to f6. But again, this is feeling so much risk because now after pawn takes and pawn pushing to e5. He takes on d4. And he takes back, he takes d4, and now pawn push to e5 would be an epic move, but Gukesh goes d3. It's also very solid because e5, what Gukesh did not like so much is the fact that black was catching up in development like with d6 and so on. So he therefore plays d3, and now castles. He brings his knight out to d2. So black has caught up in development a bit, but what Gukesh is essentially trying now is to make sure that the d4 pawn becomes weak. Knight d7. Nice move there by Predke, but this pawn is slightly weakened and Gukesh can go knight to f3 to attack it. Yes, he plays it. Knight goes to f3. And now the queen comes to b6, defending the pawn and also attacking the bishop. So you have to save your bishop. Taking the knight may not be the best idea. So he goes bishop a4 and the knight jumps to c5. Now this knight is attacking this bishop, and of course taking this pawn would be incorrect as this is a double attack and you will lose a piece. So bishop c2 goes back. And now Predke plays this nice move, pinning. So you will see that black's position is a picture of harmony now. The bishop has come out, the knight is ready to sit in. But Gukesh goes h3 and he says to Predke, do you want to give up your bishop? That would mean that I'm slightly better. But if you don't give it up, then I'm actually going for the d4 pawn. Because now with bishop h5, Gukesh can go g4. Cut the bishop out. Exactly, he does that. He cuts the bishop out, but more importantly, now the knight is free. So bishop g6, and now you can take this pawn, although it looks so dangerous, but Gukesh needs to do it. So he's now a pawn up. He's a pawn up, but Predke has a very powerful move. Knight e6, he finds it, because if you take here, f e6, look at this rook and the queen on that. So Gukesh can't take it. He goes back. Actually, knight f5 would have been slightly better, but he goes back. And Predke plays rook c8. Maybe not the best. Better was bishop c5, but okay, rook c8 played. And now Gukesh needs to save his bishop. It's not attack, but okay, putting it on b3 makes a lot of sense now. So Alexander, what does he do next? He goes queen b5 and he's telling Gukesh, move your pawn away so that my bishop can start doing better. So d4 played. Gukesh is a pawn up, but now the bishop can actually settle down on e4 at the right moment. This is a strategically very rich game. And what is Alexandr going to do next? He attacks. Bishop b4 played. Now, you can go bishop d2 here, but Gukesh goes very ambitious. He plays his rook up to e3. That's a good move. He plays his rook there, and now the bishop no longer defends the f4 square, so the knight jumps in and attacks this pawn. Okay, a logical move would be king h2 to defend it, or knight h4 to let the rook defend it, but look at this move, bishop d2. Maybe not the best, but Gukesh's idea is so phenomenal. He's actually giving up a pawn here with a check. Just notice this, it's a check to the king. So he's given back his pawn, but he just senses it that his king is going to a better square. He's playing with his king right in the middle game when there are all the pieces on the board. Knight f4 check, and now king g3. This is why Gukesh is such a powerful player. He doesn't play like an engine. He plays like a very, very strong human and practical aspects of the game. So now you see, he really felt the harmony of the position, that his king is here, f4, f5 can come later, a4 pushed. An important move here for Gukesh, a4, putting the queen away, and now he can take the bishop. He does it, takes here, queen takes b4, and now he can chop off the pawn on d5. That's an important move to play. Yes, he plays it. He's now a pawn up, and here Predke has to go rook f d8, but no, he goes aggressive. He goes rook c2. Wow, he's trying to go aggressive there, but b3, what a calm move, saving the pawn, also getting ready to put the bishop here on b3. And now Alexandr in big trouble. He goes rook d8, attacking the bishop, but the bishop can actually drop back now, and white is ready to roll in the center. So Alexandr needs to be careful now what to do. His position is quite tough, but he takes the pawn. He takes the pawn. Oh, how was it hanging? How is that pawn hanging? Can Gukesh not take it? Look at Gukesh adjusting himself in the chair. He knows that this is now something that he can latch on to. He's seen this, it seems. He's going to take the knight. He takes it. And the point is now, get it, rook d2, attacking the queen and the knight. So he plays rook d2. And where is Gukesh going to move his queen? It's an important moment. Because you can't defend this knight anymore. It's being attacked twice. So can you move your queen to f3? Oh, he goes queen e1. This is such a classy move. Now you can't take with this rook. It's pinned. So you have to take with the other rook. But now the back rank is weak. And Gukesh goes e6. Wow, what a move. e6 there. By the way, a better move according to the engines was rook a2. But e6 is so powerful. You're threatening e7. And if you take rook takes e6, queen d6 by Predke, not the best. He should have sacrificed an exchange with rook c4. But check now is just over. King h3, and Gukesh moves his king to the side. He pushes his pawn to h5. But hey, is there a mating threat? Because e7 is coming up. Simply, he pushes his pawn to e7. The pawn is about to queen. Gukesh is completely winning here. Predke, who now takes here on g4, but this is all over because Gukesh is going to not only make a new queen, he's going to do so with a check, and there's no real attack that's coming in. He makes a queen, gives a check, king h7, and that's a massive advantage for Gukesh. What a game this has been, with Gukesh playing all this creatively in complex positions. Bishop takes f7 has been taken, and now where does Alexandr go? He goes queen f6. He's attacking. Oh, he's attacking here and also threatening a mate. Is there a twist here? Well, I don't think so. There's going to be check. Yes, he takes on g6 with a check. Now if you take with the queen, queens are going to get traded. So he goes king here. King up. Just to keep this mating attack intact. And Gukesh gives a check. king takes bishop, and now rook e6. Is it the move that Gukesh wants to play? Yes. The queen is pinned and you're losing the queen and the game. This is all over. Alexander could very well resign here. He would be down 2 queens after this, but he gives a check. King comes back. Maybe another check here on g4. Yeah, gives another check. The king can run away to f1. And now after rook takes f2, there is queen takes f2 that can be taken. Yes, he takes it. Queen takes f2. And after queen e6, well, the thing is, if you count the material, this queen is extra here on h8 for 2 pawns. That's a huge material advantage. Gukesh brings his rook into the game, attacks the queen, and this has been a fine game for Gukesh. With a check, he's going to block it with his rook. Queen a6 check. If you block with the queen, maybe there are more checks with the rook or the queen. But after rook e2, there are no more checks, and it's time to call it a day for Alexandr Predke. He's fought really well against both Gukesh and Arjun in this tournament, but he's lost to both of them, and this might be a very key game for Gukesh in this tournament, because after this win, he will join the leaders. He will join the leader Hari Krishna on 2.5 out of 4, and there you have the handshake, resignation. Gukesh goes to +1 with 3 rounds to go. He's in joint lead, and this is going to be a very exciting finish. I especially like this game for that king g2, king g3 idea of Gukesh, which the engines do not prefer, but from a human perspective, it was just so good. And Gukesh later on in the press conference or post-game interview mentioned that he really liked the harmony of his position with the king coming to g3. So that's what Gukesh is all about. He understands chess quite deeply beyond the engines, and which is really cool to witness. Brings back all his pieces and will be ready for the next game. Thank you all for tuning in.